absence of Dane Swan and Dale Thomas.
So about to get underway here. Beautiful winter's day in Melbourne. Collingwood versus Melbourne. Wood wins it down. Chance for Davis off the back of the centre square. He's well tackled. No prior opportunity. Tuvey did well. Side bottom. Ball. And now Buckley against his old club. Kicks towards Cloak, but he had his hands chopped. No. Dawes. Kick smothered by Gisberts. Now Martin off to Strauss. And Melbourne are able to get out of trouble relatively easily. Watts shares it with Morton. Back to Watts. Dances around Shaw. And wide was a poor kick. Mark's taken by Ben Reid on centre wing.
Reid drills it long down the line, setting himself as Cloak. Magnificent contested mark. Number one in the comp, off to Pendlebury. He'll be in for a torrid afternoon. Back to Cloak. Just jams it on the boot. It drops short. Dawes can't take the mark. Frawley's got the job on him. Tackled by Ball.
It's a real concern for me, this matchup. I think Jared Rivers is best on that floating type player, not on Travis Cloak. He'll be far too strong.
Martin versus Wood. Looking forward to this battle. Chance at ground level. Pendlebury getting amongst it early. Always so much time. The kick smothered that time. Gisbert's well tackled. And Collingwood's ability to keep the ball inside their attacking 50 is phenomenal, Matty, and they've done it again here. And
it's an area, Chriso, that Melbourne really struggle to work through the press. So that's going to be a huge factor in whether they can win today. They need to run and link up like they did last week, but Collingwood don't allow it.
Wood the tap to Scully. And here's Didak. Matthew Lloyd's expecting a big afternoon from Didak. He'll have to step up in the absence of Beams and Swan and Thomas.
Yeah, Quarters, he's had a lean 10 weeks. He's played every game and just kicked the 8 goals, and I think he's been protected a little bit by Swan and Thomas. He needs a big one.
Plenty happening off the ball. Picked up by Scully. Quick kick only as far as O'Brien. The man who had an audience with the Dalai Lama during the week. That'll fire him up today as he goes into the pocket. Dawes in front, sun in the eyes. Tough one to grab. Frawley, Strauss is there, so is Pendlebury. Bottom of all that is Trengove. A bounce 20 metres out from the Collingwood goal. Here's Bartram and Didak off the ball. Not much in that.
So Collingwood deep in their attacking 50 with an opportunity. Martin and Wood. Martin wins it out as far as Cloak. Davis, well tackled by Maloney. Got a boot to the footy. Now with Morton at half-back. Got plenty of time, but not much to go to. Squeezes it wide to Gisberts. Back to Morton. Good creative play. Watts chips it back inside. Maloney couldn't take the mark. Around short. Doing well here, Melbourne. Under pressure, Morton. Watts again. Easily around Reid and then kicks to Green, but well spoilt by O'Brien. No hand chop, says the umpire. So a free kick to Melbourne on the wing.
The Melbourne skipper gets it moving quickly. That's good, strong running from Jack Watts, who presented just outside 50. Moves it quickly, beautifully done. That's excellent play by Jack Watts. And he has set up his teammate Colin Sylvia here well within range.
And he's worked forward on Steele side bottom. So a new role for Steele side bottom. A player of Sylvia's experience and strength through the midfield. That is an area they can get on top. But as you said, Quarters, fantastic foot skills by Jack Watts. He's improved over the last month, playing the best footy of his career so far.
And 5 disposals to Jack Watts so far. Colin Sylvia, the first for the afternoon. No problem there. Beautiful kick. The Demons are on the board.
Colin Sylvia went down early in the game last week against Essendon, so the win was even better considering they lost one of their prime movers. So I'm sure he'll want to impress today. Wasn't part of the action last week, but good effort by Melbourne. Good foot skills working forward out of the Collingwood press.
And Lloydie, this was going to be the inevitable, wasn't it? Collingwood trying to test this Melbourne defence height-wise. Lee Brown's come straight on to try and get that height and strength mismatch on Joel McDonald.
And Cloak has taken Rivers to the goal square, so that's a matchup they'll have to be very careful of.
So Wood wins it down. Taken by Wellingham, jams it on the boot towards Cloak. He's in front, fisted away, well done by Rivers. Fasola, his first touch. Now Didak, off to Blair. Hard up against the line, chips in the direction. Good strong mark taken by McCarthy, deep in the right forward pocket.
It's interesting, Chriso, Didak, Blair, McCarthy, they're three players who I reckon need to stand up with the blokes who are out, and they're all involved in that chain of play.
Good hands there, good pressure coming from Nathan Jones, but John McCarthy, who's fought so hard to get back into this Collingwood team, now with an opportunity to level the scores. He squeezes it through. Goal to Collingwood. So all tied up, and the Magpies getting a very quick reply to that opening goal from the Demons.
A fantastic reply, and that's what centre clearances do for you, Chriso. They put you and opposition defences under pressure. Good effort from Fasolo getting in the play, but Cloak just gives you a contest and another rebound 50. And good hands there from McCarthy on Nathan Jones.
Fifth goal this season to John McCarthy, playing his fourth match.
Leon Davis in the centre of the ground 2 quarters, so that's another move Mick Malthouse has had to make in the absence of Swan and Thomas.
Martin against Wood. Wood won it comfortably into the path of Wellingham. Good stuff from Brown to get it to Cracker. Now Wellingham again. Didak follows it up to McCarthy. Back to Wellingham once again, who pumps it long to the goal square. Cloak and Rivers. Quick snap was by Blair. It's hit the behind post on the full.
Gee, he nearly took the boundary up out there, Jared Blair.
So Collingwood boys, they are ranked second in the competition.
Oh, it did too. Sconned him.
Sconned him. They are ranked second in the competition for keeping the footy inside their forward 50, forward half. Melbourne, this is an area they've really struggled this season, getting it out of their defence.
So Bennell now takes off across the goal face. Bartram the target. Pendlebury at the back. Provides a contest. Bartram pushed out by Brown, and that'll be a free kick, you would think, to Bartram. Unnecessary stuff from Lee Brown. And just let them off the leash here. Short kick to Jetta. Now McDonald. They're working across to centre half back. Rivers. Good chase. Didak. Kick by Rivers is a beauty. Mark taken by Howe. Front of the centre square. Options on down the ground. He spreads it wide to Morton. And Morton has marked 45 from goal. Tough kick. Looking for an option. Gets a lead from Green and hits him on the chest. Good work from Melbourne. And, Matty, all started with an undisciplined act by Lee Brown.
It did. No need for that, Lee Brown. They should be having... We get to see it here. Tries to be aggressive, but that's just silly. Gives Melbourne this opportunity at goal.
So Brad Green kicked 4 goals last week, led from the front when the Demons defeated the Bombers, with an opportunity for his first goal of the afternoon. Just squirts it across the face, so we're behind only. Demons by a point.
Cale Morton has got the big job. We just saw him set up that shot for Brad Green. He's got the job on Heath Shaw in a negating role.
Maxwell kicks towards Buckley. Chipping in his Bartram to knock it over the line. He was the late inclusion, Clint Bartram. Blair. Back to Buckley again. And up and under to the wing. Camped underneath it as Wellingham. Fisted away from him by Jetta. Now Brown. And we'll have a stoppage on the wing. So it's the Demons by a point. Watson, Morton 5 early disposals each for Melbourne. Cloak's got 4 and Blair 3 for the Magpies. As Didak and Pendlebury having a break. Wood the tap, Wellingham. Another clearance for him. So it's worked well here by Buckley. Little give to Cracker and then the receive. Goes to half forward. Frawley went up with the 1 mitt. He's tackled by Dawes. Ball tried to find Blair. And a big hello too to the Collingwood Brigade over in Arizona. They're watching this live over in Arizona, I do believe, boys, on Just trying to find the television station it was called. But on one of the ESPN channels over there, and apparently they got drug tested yesterday too.
Oh, so they did follow them across. Now, from the ball in, it's tied up and about 60 metres from Collingwood's goal.
ESPN 3 is the channel they're watching live.
So, 60 metres from Collingwood's goal. Well done, Gawn, won it down. Chance for Didak, tried to paddle to his own advantage. Did well, kicked the ball, was able to keep it in. Well done, McCarthy, back to Didak. Now long towards the top of the goal square. Cloak at the back, Watson from the side, couldn't take it. Well done by Bartram to Scully. Frawley was held without it and will take a free kick. And he's hurt his shoulder here, Frawley. Let's hope that's not too serious.
Here's Jack Watts coming in with a fly to the footy. Drops the mark, but good. They're looking to help out with Travis Cloak and Chris Dawes, Jared Rivers and Frawley giving away height.
Dodgy old kick from Frawley. Put Jeddah under the pump. He's good enough to get it to Morton, who fires the handball to Gisbert's, the Rising Star nomination from last week. His kick's cut off by Davis. He'll pump it long. Beautiful kick. Cloak by himself. And he will go back and have a shot now. Where was Frawley? Obviously he was getting some treatment for that shoulder, was he? But no one on Cloak, and he'll go back. Easy, uncontested mark, 15 out from goal.
Yeah, it is, and you're probably spot on, Quarters. They've a mismatch there. They were one down with Frawley going down. Let's watch what happens here with his shoulder. Yeah, just lands right on it, so hopefully he'll be fine to continue on. But a big kick for Travis Cloak early in the match.
Well, he's hooked that one. He's been pretty good in front of goal this year, averaging, well, he's converting at 59%. He's now got 23-17 for the season. Yeah, scores level.
He missed his last 3 shots against St Kilda in the last match, so he'd be disappointed with that. So
that's what is ahead of Strauss. Decides to kick to himself, then bring it long towards Gawn. Fisted away. Now ball and opportunity. Well tackled Maloney. Here's a chance for the Demons. They work it out of defence to Trengove. Watts has been very good early. In behind the defence is mark taken by Sylvia. And that's the game plan against the Magpies. Get it through the zone, and there's open space inside the attacking 50. Sylvia was able to, absolutely, you need the kick. And Sylvia was able to get in behind Tuvey. The kick from Watts was an absolute beauty. And Colin Sylvia now with an opportunity from 35 metres, slight angle only, to put the Demons 6 points in front. No problems there. That's his second. Melbourne out by 6 points. And Dean Bailey will be very happy with that work from the kick-in.
I will be. And I think that's something that you're spot on, Chris. So it's the way they play against Collingwood, where they don't get caught bombing it long, where you've got Tarrant, you've got Maxwell O'Brien who can win the one-on-ones. They're getting them over the back, or they're just hitting up contests. So great start, and great to see Frawley still okay and playing the match out.
Hearts were in the mouth there for a while with that James Frawley shoulder. The medicos went out to him. They tested him on the ground. He refused to come off. He's given it a good old work at himself now that they've left him alone, and he's going to push through whatever pain is associated with that wrenching shoulder that we saw a few minutes ago.
So it's Rivers on Cloak and Frawley on Dawes at the minute. Melbourne get the clearance. Big Gawn wobbles one inside 50. Pouncing is Davis. Great acceleration. Oh, then he went without the pill. Oh, turnover. Bad one for the Magpies, or maybe not. Pendlebury was able to hold things up and then got the free kick. So all's well that ends well for the Pies. And the kick comes out to the members' wing, and it's marked by Wood.
Wood now cuts inboard, drives it long. Dawes and Cloak in the vicinity. Fisted away. Chance for Bartram, who's been very good early. Gisbert's little fumble. Got the handball to Jones. They're under the pump here. Need to be precise with the skills. Martin, nice side step. Bartram. Collingwood closing in on Melbourne here. Jones across the ground, out of bounds. Great pressure from the Collingwood forwards to force that error, and we'll get a boundary throw in deep in the pocket.
And we're going to see a lot of play on today. Both teams are ranked 1 and 2 in the competition for playing on from mark, so they hate to go back behind the mark.
Scully fed it out to Rivers. Nice little shepherd off the ball from Watts. Allows Rivers to kick to the wing. Jarrah. Oh, that's a miraculous one-hander against Tuvey. Now Sylvia's one-on-one with O'Brien, and he offers the lead. No mark, play on. O'Brien lays the tackle. Tapped it out in the Tuvey direction. Now Cracker off to Pendlebury. Floats one to half forward. The big guns are there. Front and centre, as he should be, was Blair. And nice pick-up. He kicks towards goal. Cloak will run onto it. He hit the kind bounce. Has to double back. Handballs towards side bottom. Martin's there and concedes the point. Melbourne by 5.
Short kick this time by Strauss, finds Frawley. There's a good look at the Collingwood zone or press. As Frawley kicks long towards the wing, but Wood uncontested. Kick didn't have the penetration. Davis, who's been very busy, coming in for his third disposal. Now Wellingham decides to play on, kick smothered. He's got support here. Lee Brown perhaps should have bent over. Howe put Jones under the pump. Great tackle, Pendlebury. Brilliant pick-up by Reid. Short underground kick. It was intended for Cracker. Brown does brilliantly to try and crash through. Blair, is he pushed in the back? Free kick to Jared Blair.
Yeah, no
Melbourne fans don't like it, Matty, but I think it was there.
No doubt it was there. Christo drove him straight into the ground. You'll see this again here. Straight in the back there, Joel McDonald. And this is one fella who's started the game really well. He's found himself out of the side the last few weeks, but he's taken his opportunity with Dane Beams breaking his foot.
5-2 from set shots. Jared Blair, tough angle as you can see. Missing to the right.
Collingwood have got their press going here. Every player in one half of the ground.
Frawley drives it long. Back of the pack, it's all Collingwood. Nicely done by Davis. To Shaw, back to Davis. Handball smothered by Maloney. Davis has another crack. Brilliant play by Leon Davis to side bottom. Magnificent kick. Cloak will take the mark and he'll go back and bang the goal. Leon Davis, that is your goal.
Great call, Quarters. That is the confidence that Leon Davis is playing with right now. He's had 5 disposals. He's got to the point where he nearly needs to be tagged off the halfback flank. He's going that well as he comes off for a spell, and a well-deserved spell. He's lifted big time this year. Just want to highlight Leon Davis. Most thought he was gone. He thought his career was over after missing the winning grand final, but look at the confidence he's now playing with. Great skills on the non-preferred by Steele side bottom, and a goal to Cloak there. Fantastic, Leon Davis.
Gawn wins it out. In fact, it was Martin. Didac takes it though. Ball's kick smothered. Chance for McCarthy. Little fumble. Hit over the ball though. Wood. Well done by Cameron Wood. Back to side bottom. He jams it on the boot towards Brown. Oh, good mark taken by Frawley. That was tough. Brown was coming in the opposite direction and crunched him. And James Frawley, slow to move.
Bit of tunnelling there, Chriso.
Hit hard, didn't he, on his back? So Frawley, a couple of heavy knocks in the early part. He's up, though, which is great news. Off to Morton. Now looking to switch the play. He's got Bartram loose. But the Collingwood players have got the numbers for Solo, an opportunity. Well done by the first gamer. Off to Didac. Went to kick and was smothered. Now
too high.
Well, he grabbed the top of the jumper. I'm not sure about that. But Didac with the free kick at half forward. All Australian last year, Alan Didac, working his way into some very good form. Decides for the barrel and kicks it out on the full.
Geez, it's such a fine line, isn't it? If they don't come off, it makes you look really silly. And Alan Didak's probably not in the form right now to be trying those. But 14-4 inside 50s at the moment for Collingwood.
John McDonald switches nicely to Morton. Now, we've got Jones loose here on the wing. Nice delivery to Jones. Not much on offer, though. Now Morton's run hard. Jones goes the longer option. Caught behind was Gawn. Picked up by Tuvey. Back to the wing, O'Brien. Now Brown. Did the big 360 and is pinged. Fair enough, too. Free kick going Melbourne's way to be taken by Jones.
Now, not too much on for Jones as Collingwood are able to get back in number. In fact, Collingwood got every player bar Chris Dawes in the defensive half. Rivers shares it with Frawley. He looks to be okay. That's great news. He's got a player wide getting in that direction, but didn't have the carry. That's the second time a Frawley kick's dropped short. The mark's taken by McCarthy. He hasn't got much to go to. Searching kick looking for Vasolo, who makes a contest, finds it at ground level and kicks a goal. First goal for Alex Vasolo. Great work by the first gamer. He called for it, he had to compete in the air, he did that, and his recovery skills were exquisite.
Wasn't great play by Melbourne, though, was it?
No, it was terrible play, and that's the criticism, Quarters, their defensive players like Frawley don't use the footy too well, and they've turned it over to McCarthy. But congratulations for Solo. He's kicked first kick in league football, he's kicked the goal. So brilliant play, a real buzz for him and his family who'll be watching here today. And yeah, a lack of communication also there from Stephen Martin and the other Melbourne defender.
So the Magpies have an 8-point lead. Free kick going to Pendlebury. Gives it to Davis. Oh, again, miraculous play from Leon Davis. He is on fire. And he spots up Dawes on the 50. Oh. He is having some quarter.
I was once told, and I never believed it when I was younger, Quarters, that football is between the ears, 90%. I never believed it, but it must be the case. This man just feels he can do anything on the footy field. It's now 8 clearances to 4 in favour of Collingwood. Melbourne have to lift in that area.
Well, with this form, there's no way Dane Swan will get back in the side. Dawes from right on 50. Distance, not a problem for him. Beautiful looking kick. Just fades away at the death. Collingwood by 9 points.
So James Strauss with the responsibility, it would seem, for the kick-ins for the D's. Long a couple of times, short as well. But this time he plays to himself and then kicks long. Target is gone, fisted away. Collingwood have got plenty of numbers at the contest. Good tackle on Rivers by Pendlebury. And we'll get a stoppage 65 metres from Collingwood's goal.
Here's the pre-match, Chris O. Some of the intimidation Collingwood have tried to have over Melbourne. Melbourne have gone okay. They're tackling well. And I don't think it's worked. But Collingwood have got the intent and are looking good.
Pendlebury did brilliantly off to side bottom. Good handball forward of the play. Blair. He's just off target as well. So Collingwood certainly controlling things, but haven't been able to put it on the scoreboard as yet.
No, considering it's 17-4 inside 50s to Collingwood, and that's got to do with the pressure. And as I said, Melbourne do struggle with a good press, and they cannot get it out of these defensive kick-ins.
Almost time for the big torpy up the middle.
It is. Break it up.
Frawley goes to the members' side. And that will suit Collingwood with another stoppage just outside their attacking 50.
It's a time in forward half stat. 75% to just 25% for Melbourne. So, and here's another one. This is just the pressure they are applying right now.
Six touch for Pendlebury to the hot spot. The two big Magpies are there. Tuvey. Here's Shaw having a foray up forward. Shoots at goal. Another miss for Collingwood. 3 goals, 6. 9 scoring shots to 3.
Good shot there of what Strauss has to deal with.
Oh, I wouldn't like his job for anything, Matty. He plays to himself, gets a good shepherd, so gains 20 metres, then kicks it out on the full. And there's a lot about actual pressure, but also perceived pressure in this situation. Now, quick kick comes in. Maloney has been quiet. Strauss, handball to Scully's bootlaces, but he picked it up okay to Trengove and now to Jetta. Haven't seen much of Neville Jetta so far. His short kick to Morton. Had to gather, but he's got time. His pass is marked by Jones. Poor handball to the bootlaces of Maloney. And now McCarthy in on Jones. What's the umpire going to do here? Play on the call. I'm not sure which way this is going to go. I thought the ball was wrenched out by Luke Ball. So John McCarthy, you heard umpire Chamberlain, so he's got it centre half forward. Spreads it wide to Reid. Now he bombs it to the goal square. Cloak is almost one out here. Too good. Almost took the mark. Frawley. And Melbourne will be happy with that. A boundary throw in deep in the left forward pocket. Thought Cloak for a moment.
Contested
that one.
Contested possessions 38 to 19. Collingwood haven't lost the game yet this year.
Free kick to Strauss.
And Collingwood have not lost the game this year when they've won the contested possessions, and Melbourne haven't won one when they've lost them, so they have to get better with the hard ball gets and contested possessions.
Strauss kicks to Frawley, and the next kick's the problem one. Inside 50 is now 20-4 in favour of the Magpies. Jones at half-back. He's got a little short on the wing, and that is Scully. So Tom Scully drills it long. Jurra's fighting with O'Brien. Kept the football alive. Sylvia attacks it. Watts is there, overran it. McKenzie tried to feed it out. Sylvia has another go. Here's Watts. He's tackled by Maxwell. And almost an inside 50 to Melbourne.
Good effort there from Jurra. He's just had the 2 possessions on Harry O'Brien this quarter. Hasn't been down there much, but great effort in the one-on-ones. You saw the determination in his face.
So third man up is Sylvia. Knocks it wide to Trengove. Support outside. Howe. Now Maloney, but the handball wasn't great. And Maloney, was he pushed? Yes, says the umpire. So Brent Maloney with an opportunity to kick Melbourne's 3rd goal. A tough shot, though. Only a few metres in from the boundary line. He'll need to kick it almost 50 metres. Here's the free kick against Luke Ball.
Back in the leadership group too, Michael.
Yes, great news for Brent Maloney. So an opportunity here. From just inside 50. That is a wonderful kick. Has it got the carry? No. Gee, it was a beautiful kick off the boot by Maloney. Didn't quite have the carrier behind to Melbourne.
Collingwood by 10. Davis to do the kicking in. Short to O'Brien in the back pocket. Like in Melbourne get a press set up here and inflict a bit of their own medicine on Collingwood. Doesn't look like it. Didak took him on and has gone for a throw. Well, one umpire was right there and said play on, but Ray Chamberlain, who was in the back pocket, said throw. Now Green with the free kick. Pops it to the goal square. Watts from behind in front. Solid, beautifully done by Reid. That was polished play from the Collingwood defender, and his kick's good to Ball.
Ball quickly off to Wellingham. Now to Pennebury, who issuing directions as he kicks long towards Cloak. Oh, he pushed Rivers out there. And a free kick to Jared Rivers. At half-back. Quick to play on back to Strauss. He directs traffic into the other back pocket. Mark taken by McDonald. Now he's got Scully free if he wants, and he chips it to Scully, who is able to play on. He's got a target on the wing. Cracker trying to provide a contest. Jetta drops the mark. Got support, though. Nathan Jones first to arrive. Loops it back to Jetta. Scully kept going. Good play this from Melbourne. Good build-up. Got a loose player inside towards Sylvia. He finds his man and he kicks across the ground right on the siren. That's disappointing because that was probably Melbourne's best build-up of the game. But at quarter time, it's the Magpies by 10.
And great run there from Tom Scully. They need plenty more of that if they are to break the press of Collingwood. A total domination in every area bar the scoreboard. So a good result for Melbourne, just 10 points down. But the signs look good for Collingwood considering the players they do have out today. It's 10-6 in favour of Collingwood. Melbourne have the experience in there. They've got to get better with Maloney and McKenzie in the middle.
Second quarter underway. Martin versus Wood. Martin wins it. Maloney off to Strauss, who did the 360, got away with it. McKenzie wide to that man Watts. Just playing off Reed there for the moment. Poor kick this time. Taken by O'Brien, who immediately gives it over the top to Reed. Chip to Brown. Lee Brown just backward of the wing towards half forward. Cloak couldn't control it. Dawes over the footy. Now Cloak. Can he bring it back to a dangerous position? He can, but straight onto the chest of Strauss, who missed the mark. Did enough, did he? Play on, says the umpire. And the Demons get out of trouble through Trengove.
Sure, just out of trouble too. Collingwood fans not happy with that non-decision from the umpire. We'll have a throw in.
That's the ball use there. The Collingwood fans aren't happy. They feel they should got a free kick here for holding there. No, nothing too much in that. So good decision from the umpire.
Martin, the front posse, tapped it in the path of Maloney. Gave it straight up to Didak. Handballs to Blair. Good kick. Great weighted kick onto Cloak. And he gets the free kick for front on contact. The Collingwood fans are happy now.
Gee, it was a good kick from Blair. He had to kick it in behind the defence, and that's exactly what he did. And when you take your eye off the ball like Rivers did, the umpire will automatically pay a free kick if you make him in contact with your forward.
Missed one similarly from here in the first quarter. So he usually pulls them, but one he should kick.
Cloak for his second. Out to 16 points. That free kick going against Jared Rivers.
Gee, the kick from Blair was a beauty though, wasn't it? It really made Cloak's task so much easier and made it impossible for Jared Rivers. So a goal in the opening minute to the Magpies, lead out to 16 points. Travis Cloak with 2, playing deep this afternoon for most of the game. As Wood will do battle again with Martin. Martin wins it. McKenzie, oh, is he pushed in the back by Ball? Yes, free kick McKenzie. So back to Strauss. Melbourne now to half forward, going back Reed. Dropped what he should have taken. Maxwell tacks it hard. Jones with it. Maloney, he's well tackled by Ball, and the umpire calls for it. A bounce between wing and half forward.
They need an answer here, Melbourne, or the next goal could... Collingwood, once they get their tails up, they can kick goals so quickly, so they need an answer.
Martin the tap to Trengove, couldn't get a kick away. Diving on it is McKenzie. Fed it out well to Maloney. He's got Scully in support. Handball's back. Umpire calls play on. Side bottom caught high. Again, play on's the call. Ducking into it was Ball. Good umpire in there. McDonald fed out the handball to Trengove. Here's an opportunity for the Demons. Davis chases him down. Trengove shoots for goal. It's home.
Free kick.
Yeah, free kick against Brad Green. Trengove thinks he kicks it. Brad Green not happy, but he did pull Chris Tarrant down in the goal square while trying to shepherd it through.
We'll have another look at that in a moment, but controversial decision on the goal line.
Side bottom now in the back pocket. Trengove thought he had kicked the goal. It was a wonderful finish. Side bottom towards Brown, out muscled. So well done by McDonald. Now Martin. So Melbourne looking to go inside. They're attacking 50 again. Target Sylvia, and he just had a couple of steps on Nick Maxwell, and he's marked strongly, as he so often does. He'll kick from 35. As we look at this free kick to Tarrant just a few moments ago.
What did you think? I think it's there, but
Yep.
Well,
yeah, I think he pulled him down.
done.
And that was a beautiful kick inside 50 by Stephen Martin. Perfectly. They're not big, strong forwards, so that was a perfect way to kick in front of Sylvia.
Kicked 2 goals in the opening quarter. Colin Sylvia with an opportunity. Should convert this opportunity, and he does. Melbourne get one back.
Exactly what they needed to do, Melbourne. And Colin Sylvia, 3 goals for Melbourne, 3 goals for Colin Sylvia. But great entry there in front from Stephen Martin. He's improved out of sight. And they actually have had the last 2 clearances through McKenzie and Maloney, which is exactly what Melbourne need.
Three goals to Sylvia, margin back to 10 points. Queen's Birthday Monday football. These two teams have had some great matches over the last couple of years. Wood the tap, another clearance going Melbourne's way. Maloney again, but he's tackled as he went to kick. Great tackle by Ball. And he's rewarded with the free kick. He's given a couple of frees away himself, but he's got that one. He kicks to the 50. And the mark's taken by Dawes. He's got Cloak one out against Rivers. He kicks in that direction. Cloak from behind. Too big, too good, too strong. It is a match-up problem for Melbourne. But we look at their personnel, I don't think there's a lot they can do with it.
I think he's playing him all wrong, though, Quarters. You don't sit 5 metres out in front of Travis Cloak when they're waiting kicks over like that. I think he's just a sitting duck. I think he's got to sit off him and try and get a big run and punch, because he's got no hope sitting a metre or 2 in front of the stronger man.
Cloak 12 metres out for his third.
All started with some great work in the centre by Luke Ball. Affecting the tackle, and then eventually the kick from Dawes was a beauty to Cloak.
Well, firstly, I'd have Frawley playing deeper, so I think that Rivers shouldn't even be on Cloak out of the goal square, but he shouldn't be sitting out in front. The way Collingwood used the footy, he's got no chance. He's giving away 10 kilos. Don't stand in front and give Cloak that chance to body you under the footy.
So Lee Brown up and wins it. McCarthy for solo. Back to Brown. Another clearance for the Magpies. Dangerous spot. Dawes tries to knock it on at the back. Bennell. Oh, chopped off by Didak. That was exquisite. Didak ducked ahead. Cracker. Can't find the handle. Bennell was able to escape the crack. Oh, Gisberts. Eventually they clear through Bartram wide towards Maloney, who finds himself in space as he runs towards centre wing. For solo providing the chase. Maloney wobbles it to half forward. Wasn't the greatest of kicks. Didn't give the big man Gaunt an opportunity. Maxwell did well getting across. Boundary throw in half forward for the D's.
And this matchup here is a real win for Melbourne. Morton has had 9 disposals and he's Shaw just the 2. So that's really good for Melbourne winning that contest.
Brown gets the clearance for Collingwood. Cracker against Bennell. Bennell, too good. No, stepped over the line.
I think a lot of clubs now are identifying Heath Shaw as one of the most dangerous players at Collingwood. And Morton's got the big job.
Strauss, 10 disposals for Melbourne. Morton with 9. And for Collingwood, 10 to Cloak, 9 to Wellingham, 8 for Didak. Brown got the tap towards Wellingham. Here's Strauss. Kicks down the line. Couldn't find how. Comes back to the wing, and we'll have a throw in as we go down to Andy Marr.
Yeah, Quarters, Collingwood might have an issue with Cameron Wood. He's gone downstairs with what appears to be a right shoulder injury. We know he's had it taped, and we could see it there. He got pushed against it in the ruck, and he was automatically in pain. He's downstairs now receiving some treatment on that.
That's a massive loss if he wasn't to return to the field as we get a ball up.
Fortunate that they've got a bye next week, and Jolly is set to return against Sydney the following week. But you're right, there's Goldsack ready to warm up.
So massive responsibility now with Lee Brown. Martin wins it wide. Now free kick to Maloney, heard the umpire. And Wellingham eventually hands it up. So he's got it on centre wing. Chips it. Beautiful kick to Morton. Tense disposal for him. Off to Green. Oh, that's a great chase down by Luke Ball. Affected the kick. Spills to Gisbert's. Trengove, oh, went it with the one hand, not good enough. Buckley to Cracker. Cracker now chips forward of the play. Dawes, he's got runners inside and out, decides to ignore that. Not much on, so forced to kick wide to Cloak. Now Cracker running hard towards half forward. That's the direction the kick takes. Shaw's there as well. Heath Shaw, not quite. Cracker the crumb. Brilliant stuff. Cracker, goal! Well, they say, Matty, they say about his crumbing ability, but that was just brilliant, wasn't it?
That is, Chriso. There's a lot of things you can teach in footy, but you can't teach what Andrew Cracker did just there. Brilliant once again, well thought out from Dawes, got it over to Cloak, who went to the one-on-one. They win one-on-one contest. Heath Shaw gets it to ground, and Cracker did the rest. What a football side Collingwood are. They all do their bit. Great kick in long. He just knows where to be, never panics, and that is a sensational finish there from Andrew Cracker. All just playing their part, Collingwood.
15th goal for the season, Andrew Cracker, playing his 10th match. Wellingham couldn't find a teammate with a handball. McKenzie gives it off to Trengove to the 50, and Sylvia playing in front. He's got 3 goals. He kicks in the Jarrah direction, who got a couple of metres on Reed. And Jarrah will go back and have a shot. You can bet your bottom dollar on that one.
Considering Quarters, they've only had 10 inside 50s, and this will be their 6th shot at goal. So they've actually spotted up pretty well. They've just been dominated around the ground and in the centre clearance area. So they are making the most of their opportunities, which is keeping them somewhat in the match.
And 6 marks inside 50, which is not a bad return at all. So Jarrah, just the 1 kick so far in the game. Misses everything.
Quarters, Cameron Wood back on the ground for the Pies.
So good news that for the Magpies as O'Brien steams from the back pocket. Pendlebury and McKenzie. Now McCarthy. Got Tuvi inside, ignores that. Instead kicks towards half forward. Gaunt in the pack, couldn't take the mark. Front and centre for Solo. Oh, not a great handball. Well done by Frawley. Bennell, Martin. They get out of trouble. Just Melbourne. Back towards McKenzie. Tuvi over the top. Davis, great pick-up. Reed. And now Buckley on centre wing. Well done, McKenzie. Great tackle. It's a consequence. It affected the handball turnover. Now Melbourne can go forward. Green, Trengove. Jones had to sit and wait. As a consequence, Wellingham put the pump, put him under pressure. Now a chance for Sylvia. Gee, the Collingwood pressure here is immense. Pendlebury, Buckley, Cracker. He's got loose player inside the attacking 50 is Wood. Wood can run, he can give it over the top now, and he does. Cloak will kick goal number 4. Well, that was just amazing pressure, wasn't it? Collingwood in the midfield. Melbourne looked as though they were going to get away. There was one handball there to Jones where he just had to sit and wait, and all of a sudden to let Collingwood in. Just great pressure.
Well, they were off to the races, Melbourne, and you just thought that they were a big chance, and the tackle of Wellingham was sensational. That set that up. Well, it looked like a certain goal to Melbourne. They were off, and watch this, Sharad Wellingham, he didn't get caught ball watching. He stopped the play, and then Cameron Wood just come on the ground, as Andy Marr said, and was in open space, and they are such a good side to watch.
11 tackles to 5 in Collingwood's favour this quarter. Trengove pumps it long from the side. Green attempted the mark. Now Buckley against Jarrah. Trengove there as well. Handballed straight to Buckley. Now the Magpies away here. Blair back to Buckley for Solo. Long ball again to a one-on-one. Cloak pushed out his opponent, got away with it. Has a fresh airy. And that's a free kick going Melbourne's way for too high, going to be taken by Martin.
Short to Maloney. Coming in for his 9th disposal. 7 of those contested. Long towards the wing. Wood the fist. Front and centre Buckley. Thought about the handball. Eventually did. It was a poor one. Straight to Maloney. Howe. McKenzie. And now Strauss. A bit of run here for Melbourne as Strauss takes a bounce through the midfield. Wants to give it back to Watts. Gathers. Well, wasn't a great kick. Reed in the way. Shares it with Tarrant. Now Davis. Beautiful kick by Davis. McCarthy. And now Collingwood on the bill.
Great rebound footy from the Magpies. Again a one-on-one. Cloak in front. Knocked off it by Rivers. Both looked at the umpire. No free kick forthcoming. Jetta. Kick was lucky and found a teammate in Jones. He's got Trengove on. If he can spot him up, he does. Oh, the kick's got too much on it. Lost opportunity again for Melbourne. Collingwood, as we just passed the halfway mark of the second quarter, lead by almost 5 goals.
Gawn stretches over, wins it down for Solo. Was hard at the contest. Wood well tackled by Gisberts, and the ball not coming out, so a bounce on centre wing.
See Travis Cloak there. Look at the inside 50 targets. They've seen the matchup of Rivers and Cloak. One they can isolate. Dawes moving up the ground. Look at that, 9, and the next best 3, Colin Sylvia.
So again, Gawn wins it down. McKenzie, Gisberts, Maloney, good pressure. Didak forcing it over. Inside 50s, 28 Collingwood, Melbourne 11. So I've heard the umpire. And it'll come back to Wood. And off to Davis. Got Brown running for him. Gets to the front, fists it away. Wellingham front and centre. That was brilliant from Wellingham to Didak. He adjusted a kick to find Cracker. Now Cloak's deep. He kicks in the Cloak direction. Can he get back? Yes. He'll kick from directly in front for goal number 5. And we've got, well, we've played 17 minutes second quarter, emulating the feats of Podsy Adley on Saturday night when he kicked 6 before half-time.
Sensational work there from Wellingham and Didak. You see the frustration there of Dean Bailey, but make the move. James Frawley is the best one-on-one player in the Melbourne side. Rivers should not be back close to goal like that. It's been left far too long. A move has to be made now.
So Cloak has kicked 4. Now he's kicked 5.
Rivers has had enough.
Coming from the ground. And the interesting thing that if you do make the switch, that's fine, but I reckon Collingwood will then send Dawes to the goal square and bring Cloak up the ground.
Yeah,
so,
well, I think Melbourne then should just keep rotating and have Frawley deep every time. But it is 29 inside 50s to 11, so he has been under siege, but the move has been made. Frawley now on Cloak. Stephen Martin now back on to Chris Dawes, and we've got Frawley. The move has been made. Rivers having a spell, and this is the best matchup, and McKenzie doing a great job, a positive for Melbourne. Held Pendlebury to 2 disposals in this second quarter.
Gone the tap. Gisbert's on the bottom of the pack. Margin blown out to 34 points.
And they've sent a loose man back quarters, so Jack Watts sitting behind the play, probably just to stem the bleeding.
Maloney working hard in the middle, gives it off to Gisbert's.
There's the loose man.
I was about to say, there's the loose man for Collingwood. Reid. Chipping kick by Davis is good to Ball. Draws the player and pops one over the top to side bottom. Blair just momentarily took the eye off the ball. Good enough to recover, then Cracker lost it. Underground handball wasn't very successful from Green. Frawley. Look at the swarming Collingwood press, putting Melbourne under pressure. Didak, sloppy kick. Jetta, Frawley, Green down back at the moment. And his kick is a shocker, it goes straight to Tarrant.
Quarters, they've got nothing to kick to. They're all pushing so far back behind the play now. When the midfielders are moving down, they've got nothing to kick to. No Melbourne forward structure.
Davis deep into the pocket. Dawes got hands to it. Oh, Craig was there too. The ball just trickled over the line as Bartram gets up gingerly. So a boundary throw in.
There's no Melbourne forward in their half of the ground.
Gawn wins it down, taken though by Blair to Cloak, side bottom, spreads it wide. Davis, check side, out on the full. Free kick to Melbourne in the back pocket.
It's going to be taken by Neville Jetta. Just impregnable, this press at the moment. Put on by the Magpies. The Demons have no answer. Jetta tries to run his way out of trouble. Gives it off to Frawley again. Not much on offer. Goes to Watts in the back pocket. The loose man. He just shrugs the tackle in the nick of time. Now Brown attacks him. Martin pops one to McKenzie. Jetta again. This time to Sylvia. They're going to have to carry the ball. As it bounces, he was tackled. Lucky to get away with that. Handball comes out to Bennell. Bennell gives it off to Green. And the Melbourne captain looks for Jarrah, who's against O'Brien, but O'Brien worked his way to the front and took the mark.
Off to Tuvey. Now Maxwell confronted by Howe, so he kicks towards Dawes. And for solo and centering, Wellingham, little kick around the body. Brown does very well to control it and get the handball out. Oh, superbly controlled by Pendlebury. Chips it forward to the play towards Cloak. At the back, Shaw. Can he keep it in? Yes, back to Cloak. Across the ground, dangerous kick. Mark taken by Jones. Now, Trengove working wide. He goes shorter to Watson, then to Trengove, but great work from Tarrant, who got across. Plies the tackle, ball trickles over, boundary throw in.
Is this magic here from Pendlebury? This is the basketball background from Scotty Pendlebury. They are teaching Melbourne an absolute lesson at the moment. 7 premiership players not playing, and this is awesome football.
Maloney off to Jones, back to Maloney. Again hemmed in are the Demons. Nice spin out of trouble. Melbourne have it in the midfield. Little handball from Jetta off to Jones. Now wide to half forward, Rivers. Good handball off to McDonald, who from 55 kicks a long ball. Green's in the best position, can't mark, and they don't even concede the point. They are that stingy, the Magpies. That wasn't a great kick, though. There's an opportunity here for Howe. Stood up in the tackle. Back to Jarrah. Screws the ball around the corner. Underneath it is Green and takes the mark.
Good work there from Melbourne. Harry O'Brien will be disappointed with that kick coming out of the defensive 50, but at least they got another inside 50. Mick Malthouse disappointed with that kick from O'Brien, but as I said, 13-32 inside 50, so totally dominated. But this man, you wouldn't want the footy in anyone else's hands at Melbourne.
Only 20 metres out, 45-degree angle. Brad Green for his first for the afternoon. Oh, he's missed.
So disappointing miss there. Davis to Reid. Wood has made position at half-back. Been very good this afternoon, Cameron Wood. Oh, handball wasn't great. Pump him up. Jetta. Jones back to Jetta. Good run from Bartram. Now he runs to 50 and shorts it to Green, who drops a simple chest mark. But off to Jarrah. Here's a chance with the outside of the boot. He sprays it as well. Scrapes it in for a behind. Soon seeing more and more of that, Matty, with the outside of the boot instead of the left boot.
I can't speak for that because I would have had to do the same, but no, I agree with you. I agree with you, Chris. I should have used his left foot.
And O'Brien kicks towards Dawes. Knocked away by Frawley as those two gentlemen come together.
That last drop mark from Brad Green, I think that's all got to do with the pressure you spoke about, Chriso, the perceived pressure that Collingwood put on. He would have still been thinking about his miss just a moments earlier.
Scully to Watts. Wellingham, good hands to Blair. Over the top to Fasolo. To Wellingham. High ball to a one-on-one again, and this time McDonald out-manoeuvres Scott Pendlebury and takes the mark. Have been completely outplayed, the D's. 32 points in arrears. No free kick there for a trip to Howe. Mopped up by Davis. And he goes short. And mark taken by Ball, who gives it to Buckley.
Buckley now, cracker, front of the centre square, needs to kick it quickly. Did towards Pendlebury, couldn't take it. Now Dawes wrapped up by the Melbourne defence as they apply plenty of pressure themselves. And a bounce 35 metres from Collingwood's goal.
Andy Maher is a pressure as good down there as it looks up here.
It's awesome, Lloydie. They just give the opposition no time on the footy whatsoever, and they're all on the same page. All 18 guys are on the ground at every given time and doing the same thing.
Chance for Wellingham. He kicks the goal after Brown did some wonderful work in the ruck. So margin out to 38. Sherrod Wellingham has his first of the afternoon, and some great ruck work there from Lee Brown.
Great stoppage goal. They are #1 for forward clearance. Watch McKenzie. Takes his eyes off Wellingham. Didn't have an arm across him. Lets him get forward of the stoppage. And that's a cardinal sin when you're a midfielder trying to defend a goal.
And it's ballooned out to 38 points as we near half-time. Wellingham again. Hoiked it out. For Solo to Shaw. To Blair. Blair goes long. Dawes. Beaten on that occasion by Rivers. And Rivers kicks to Martin. He's got Jones on the wing if he can find him. He takes on Didak on the mark. Well done by Stephen Martin. His kick finds McDonald. Off to McKenzie. Chips to Strauss. And Strauss has got Jarrah free at half forward. He's got Morton on if he sees him. And Morton takes the mark just outside 50. It's got Scully on short, who's made space. And Tom Scully, first game back for the season last week. 24 disposals, played 74% of the game time. Again, subject to rumours today that he has already signed with Greater Western Sydney. That will keep continuing until he makes an announcement on his future. Scully. He's missed two.
So 37 points, the Collingwood advantage. They've kicked 6 goals to 1 in this second quarter. Davis to Buckley to O'Brien. Oh, wobbly old kick was poor. Mark missed by Howe. Picked up by Wellingham, who's had a very good first half. Kick towards Dawes out in front of Rivers. Now we've got a loose player inside the attacking 50, running hard is McCarthy. And he has marked 35 from goal on a 45-degree angle.
He's sure telling him to settle down and take the shot for goal, but he's kicked 5 straight this year, McCarthy. So he's one player I reckon has been really impressive. Jared Rivers now moved on to Chris Dawes, being led to the footy there. But McCarthy worked really hard and enjoying the probably more opportunities with the absence of the big guns from Collingwood.
Already kicked 1, and not this time.
We saw quarters how easy Collingwood got it out of their defence. That's Melbourne. That's where, if they want to go to the next level, they've got to improve, because have a look at what Collingwood are doing to them here. They do not look like getting a free player out.
Strauss kicks to himself. To a contest. Mackenzie off to Maloney. Have been 2 of Melbourne's better players. Not 15 as he gives it back to Mackenzie. Round the corner. Looking for Howe. Knocked away from him by Maxwell. Throw in. Jones and Strauss and Maloney 14 disposals each for Melbourne. Wellingham up to 17 and Cloak 15 for Collingwood. Here's McCarthy. Lays a high tackle on Jones. So that'll be it for the first half. In this quarter, Collingwood have kicked 6 goals to Melbourne's 1. And the margin at half-time is a whopping 38 points. What do the Demons do at half-time?
I think they have to restructure their forward line. I know they've only had 15 inside 50s, but 2 small forward, and they've been taught a lesson. The contested footy, they're being smashed. So they have to win the hard ball.
Don't forget, every Saturday night on 10, it's before the game. So can the Demons fight back and make a game of it? Big stage for them today. It's their home game. Big crowd here. Big TV audience watching. They want to put up a bit of a fight in this second half. Pendlebury couldn't get boot to ball. Jones always working hard in the middle. Fed it out to Maloney. It's a high ball to the 50. Knocked away by Maxwell. Spills to Shaw. Gives it to Tuvey, to Tarrant, to Reid. Good smother by Green. Might have copped him in the head there. It's into the pocket. Jack Watts gets there first. Handballs back to Green, who's taken over the line. See where this ball ended up. Oh, right in the scone. Jeez, must have a hard head.
Boundary thrown. Gawn did well to get it to the back, but Reid, the only player there, long to the wing. Cloak was held by the arm. No free kick. Chance for Dawes. Frawley did well. Dawes finds the footy. Back to Cloak. So the big man sharing it around. Kick towards half forward. Bennell and Cracker, the 2 number 7s. Brown just lopes in from the side. He's hard up against the line. Tried to dribble it through, missing to the near side.
Quick kick in by Melbourne. Trengove in 2 minds. Little short one. Finds Bartram.
Signs of the first half. Bartram should have gone by now. They have to take the game on before Collingwood set up.
Now he's going to switch, but he's got nothing to kick to, so has to go back to the defensive goal square. To Strauss, who finds Jones. Green provides the lead, and good mark, despite a lot of opposition from Tarrant. Gives it back to Jones. Jones drills it long, and that's nicely worked by Howe. Read the ball well against Maxwell. He's got Watts at full forward. Reid's covering him. And he goes to the one-on-one. Now Watts works his way to the front. Dropped a bit short. Here's Jurra. Driven into the ground. Umpire says play on.
Gee, he was a bit stiff there, wasn't he? On first look. Now, Ben Reid just got caught out here because too busy watching Watts and lucky not to be in a bit of trouble. But no free kick to Jurra. Now from the bounce, it's over for a boundary throw-in beside the behind post.
Got the leg. Got the knee. Straight to it.
Now, left knee just to worry there for Liam Jurra. Gawn versus Wood. Gawn again tries to work it to the back. Howe was held a long time in the tackle, picked up by Ball towards the wing. Rivers does well this time, or does he? Hands in the back. Free kick to Dawes. Jared Rivers can't take a trick today. So Chris Dawes just backward of the wing. Not too much to go to. Pendlebury, good kick to Brown, who drops Pretty simple mark. Now he's got Dawes inside, can use him if he needs. Now Dawes deep into the pocket. Not sure where and who the target was there, but trickles over, boundary throw in.
Just want to highlight when you take the game on, Nathan Jones ran and carried. Look at Maxwell. Out of his depth there in a one-on-one, and we saw Ben Reid struggle with a one-on-one. So they've got to look to do that as much as they can.
Deep in Collingwood's attacking territory. Gawn. Tackled by Dawes. A bounce right in front of the Magpie goal.
We saw Wellingham get hold of Mackenzie in a stoppage, kick an easy goal in the second quarter.
Gawn with strength. Gisberts. Oh, cracker. Tried to get a quick kick out. Dawes has another go at it. Tough in the clinches there. McDonald fed it out in the end to Scully, to Gawn, to Gisberts. And that's a good kick. Sylvia couldn't take the mark. Under a fair bit of pressure, though. Mopping up as Davis, side bottom. Now ends up with ball. Got the Buckley handball. Kicks to the goal square. And Morton takes a nice mark.
So Collingwood quick to get into their press position, but the good kick from Morton. And Melbourne can work it out now. Scully, good tackle, Dawes, Gisberts. Now over the footy is Luke Ball. Maloney in on top of him. The umpire says, give it to me, I'll bounce it.
Heath Shaw still just with 5 disposals. So Morton, we saw him take that mark. There's Heath Shaw. Morton running with him all the way. Currently on top in that matchup.
So Gawn wins that one down to Wellingham, who handballs over his head in the direction of Dawes. Blair got support from Wellingham from 45's got time to steady. Well done. Good mark in front taken by Joel McDonald, and he's away. Now he can get it on quickly here, and open space if the mark can be taken by Howard. Can't. Shaw, Tuvey, Brown. Now side bottom, deep in the pocket. What can he conjure up from here? Kick across the ground. Bennell fists it through for a behind. In fact, it hit the behind post, so we'll get a boundary throw in. Not sure whether side bottom was going for goal there or looking for cracker. But an opportunity for the Magpies. Deep in the forward pocket. Bartram. Wide towards Gaunt, who took a long time to bend over. Oh, he's got the footy and he forces it over, and the umpire says throw it in.
Quarters 40-17 now inside 50, and it's just due to just the inside 50s where they just the re-entries where they do not let it out.
Side bottom over Rannoch. Picked up by Rivers to Green. Jones again. Nothing to kick to. So it goes just long and wide, and in the end Watts made good position. Dropped the beans, but has time to recover. Tries to handball to Trango. Buckley there for Collingwood, the former Demon. Gets it to O'Brien. And Harry O. Long kick back to the wing, and underneath it taking the mark is Clint Bartram. It's a bit of a stalemate at the moment. It's still Collingwood in front by 39. They're led by 38 at the main break. Demons drive it forward. Mark taken by Howe. Now he's got an opportunity to find Jarrah. Got both hands on it. No mark. Wood went without it. Backing up is Reid. Gives it to Buckley, and Buckley's clearing kick.
Back towards the wing. Ball to the back. Chance for Cloak. Plenty of time. Travis Cloak can wheel onto the left. Decides to handball back to side bottom, who gathers the half volley well and chips it short. Wellingham. Now Didak. Thought about playing on. Oh, gee. It's 50 metres against Bartram for going over the mark. It was a half a step. We see that happen a lot. And gotta say, he's a bit stiff to get pinged for that.
He is, because he's tightened the screws on Didak. Didak just to 10 disposals, and you just love the umpire to say, back at half a step, but it's too big a penalty.
Didak also shaped to play on as well. Let's watch it again. Well, having said that, he did go over by a couple of metres. So the ball with Alan Didak will kick from 40. Collingwood out to a 40-point lead.
Let's see what Melbourne can do here. Strauss once again, the press is on. This has been the story of the game for mine, just the organisation of Collingwood compared to Melbourne.
Kick in the Jarrah direction. O'Brien came up with a football, though. A long kick deep. 3 Demons flew, only 1 Magpie. Dawes stayed down. Handballs off to side bottom to Buckley. Floats one across the face. Morton too good for McCarthy. And he goes short. Finds Frawley, who drills it down the line. Well done, Leon Davis. Knocks it over for a throw-in.
With that domination from Collingwood, another 7-3 in this third quarter.
So a boundary throw in. Martin beaten by Wood to Wellingham, who's been outstanding. Inside attacking 50, Dawes and Rivers. Collingwood fans screaming for a free kick. Ground level for Solo, the first gamer. Kick a goal with his first kick in AFL football. And the umpire will ball it up. 45 from Collingwood's goal.
Far better, though, there from Jared Rivers. He initiated body contact. What forwards don't like is an arm across the chest. He didn't lay enough touch on Travis Cloke in that first half.
So Martin now, oh, he didn't get it away. Umpire said it was okay, though. Bartram wide, Didek, plenty of time to size up his options. Decides to kick to a hot spot, 15 metres from goal, going back, well read by Rivers. And now Melbourne away through Scully.
Again, not much on offer. So he's going to draw the player. Handball over the top to Frawley. To Bartram. He's gone. Great tackle by O'Brien. Melbourne going backwards. Oh, it's ugly. This is ugly. Pouncing his cracker. Slow gone. Holding the ball. Free kick going to Jack Watts. So comedy of errors there. Melbourne lucky they didn't pay the heavy price. Taken by Bartram. Off to Sylvia. He kicks out wide looking for Morton, but Shaw will get there first, or perhaps Maxwell will beat them both. He does. Beautiful handball from Maxwell to Wellingham to Didak. He's kicked his cement for Dawes. Good stuff from McDonald. Didn't take a backward step. He'll have a throw in.
We've touched on Sharad Wellingham, Chris Oya, up to 22 disposals. Best on ground so far, along with Travis Cloke.
13 contested possessions for Wellingham. Well done, Martin. For Solo, did well to get boot to ball towards full forward, and well done by Frawley this time. So Frawley and Rivers doing very well in this third quarter. He kicks wide to Watts. Now, not too much on. In fact, no one, this is the disappointing part, Matty, no one from half forward working into the space to try and offer an option for Watts. They bring it back. Scully's kick was poor. Chance for Wellingham again. Got for Solo in support. Back to Wellingham. Had to get off his knees. Kicks towards full forward. Over the head of Cracker. Scully working back, will be content just to see it over. Boundary throw-in the pocket.
And here's the poor kick here from Tom Scully. Off the back foot. Over to Morton, but you're right, Chriso, that last week we saw the run, we saw the dare, but Collingwood don't allow it, so you still got to go for it and back yourself in.
Frawley to Rivers. Now Gisbert's squeezes it out. He was hemmed in the goal square. Bartram shows a bit of dash. That's great stuff from Bartram. Shows great acceleration. Has 2 bounces, but again, not much on offer. Has to kick on the outside of the boot and has turned it over. Messy stuff from Melbourne.
Now, Watts had made position 10 metres behind Reid there, and the kick wasn't good enough.
We'll highlight that again in a sec, Chriso. What went wrong there for Clint Bartram?
Didak against Maloney. Just knocks it forward. Here's Morton. Slapped it towards the boundary line. Maloney has another go at it. Didak, though, comes up with the spoils. Little dinky kick to the 50, looking for Dawes. Knocked away from him by Rivers. Morton has the handball smothered. Scully got rid of it. Morton has another dip at it. So does Didak. He forced it out. And now it'll be a stalemate, and we'll have it. No, just came out in the nick of time. Scully again misses the target with his little left foot again. This might be costly. Reid breaks one tackle. Tried to feed it out to Dawes. He's bowled over by Watts. Now Martin for Melbourne. Gives it off to Sylvia.
And Sylvia kicks wide. Didak getting back. Oh, that's a great attempted mark by Howe, not paid by the umpire. Now Tuvey steams away and kicks it out on the full. So perhaps some justice. That was a wonderful attempt from Howe.
Great effort from Howe. Probably could have been paid. He's a real live wire, and he's shown a bit this third quarter.
The boy from Dodgers Ferry in southeast Tasmania.
Yeah, described as the next Russell Robertson. Hope he can sing.
So Morton now from half-back kicks beyond the wing. In front Wood, fisting towards the line. And a boundary throw in between wing and half-forward for the D's.
Where is Dodgers Ferry?
Southeastern Tasmania, apparently.
Here's Bartram's kick. If he had a left foot there, Jack Watts was over the top and into an open goal.
Maloney off to Morton. Wood tapped it towards a teammate. And McDonald again. He's harassed out of the football. Maloney and Wellingham. Off to Pendlebury. Kicks down the line into the pocket. Oh, good mark by Dawes. Too tall for Rivers. He's trying his hardest, but he's just having one of those dirty afternoons.
And being isolated at every opportunity, as Chris O said, but he's just got to be either sit off them and try and get the big spoil, not get caught in a wrestle.
10 disposals so far for Dawes this afternoon, only scored a behind. Make that 2. As the Magpies lead by 41 points.
So this quarter 14 minutes old, and we haven't seen a goal yet. So Frawley to himself and then wide towards Martin. Scully front and centre. Martin, good. Well done for Solo. Chipped in, cut the handball off to ball to side bottom. Off to Cloak, who winds up from 55 and lets fly and nails it. I reckon he had 2, maybe 3 steps there from 55 metres. Close to the boundary. What a goal. He's kicked 6.
He's had a super year, Travis Cloak, and arguably playing the best game of his season, particularly with Jolly, Swan, Thomas, Beams all not playing. He stood up. James Frawley be disappointed. He took the kick in, and his man, Travis Cloak, is standing here in his spot in the zone. No Melbourne player pressed up to put any pressure on him, and he's in sensational form, Travis Cloak. 6-1 for the day.
Now the margin blows out to 47. And it has been a football lesson so far handed out to Melbourne by the Magpies. Side bottom. Kicks to the 50, and here's that man again. Spilt the beans this time. McKenzie. Rivers, Scully. Hopefully he can use it better this time. He does. He finds Sylvia, who has kicked all Melbourne's goals, all 3 of them. Tarrant against Green. Tarrant one out to Buckley, to Maxwell, to O'Brien. He's got Davis in support. As Collingwood put it back to the wing. Wood, slick play to Wellingham. Wellingham drills it long. Here's a chance for the big guns. Oh, flying high, but no mark. I think that was for Solo. No, it wasn't. It was Pendlebury. Flew high, couldn't take the mark. And we'll have a bounce 20 metres out. Let's have a look at Scott Pendlebury. Soared above the pack.
And he's able to do that because he's got big blokes wrestling for it, whereas down the other end, they're kicking to Brad Green. Lightly framed bodies. They are crying out for a key forward, Melbourne.
Martin wins it down for Solo. Good gather. Can he convert? Around the body. Couldn't pull it back far enough and bounces just inside the line. So it'll be thrown in. It was a nice gather by the first gamer. We're in the famous number 35. So 47 points. Collingwood's advantage. Martin wins it down. Or Pendlebury left by himself at the front of the pack. Get on the left and kick a goal. Thanks for coming. You talk about stoppage work. Well, how Pendlebury was allowed so much space in front of that boundary throw-in is beyond me, but he was there, and when you give him that sort of space, he is very dangerous.
Wasn't goal side.
No.
Another fundamental stoppage error from the Demons. Gisbert's let Scott Pendlebury goal side, and easy pickings for a player of that quality. Oh, it's out to 53. It's getting ugly for Melbourne. Maloney hasn't stopped trying. Gives it off to Martin. To Morton. Now Evans, who's been subbed on.
Jed is the player that's come off quarters.
As Howe kicks to Green. Tarrant smacks it over the line.
Hasn't he settled in so effortlessly, Chris Tarrant, in the defensive half?
Still got his pace off the mark. He can go tall or small, Chris Tarrant.
Shaw, Pendlebury, ball. Put the kick away in time towards Dawes. Rivers at the back, front and centre. Tough stuff from Blair. With Jones now combining with Bartram. Now he kicks into the pocket. Careful looking kick, looking for Howe. Pendlebury does well just to delay the handball to Didak, who hurries the kick back to the wing, fisted away by Rivers. McCarthy spreads it wide to the run of Wellingham. Now no one ahead of Wellingham, so he has to track back to Cloak, easily around McDonald. Wellingham back to Cloak. Now he kicks inside attacking 50, cutting across side bottom. Held a long time, got boot to ball, but the only player at the back is Jack Watts for Melbourne. They're calling for someone to run for him. He's got no one to kick to here. Eventually Sylvia runs hard, gets on the end of it. Maxwell does well, applying some pressure. Sylvia gets the handball back to Watts. Short, and the mark's taken by Jarrah on centre wing.
He's had a very quiet day, although he has not had many opportunities. The ball has hardly been inside 50. Here's a rare opportunity for Melbourne. Scully's there, knocked away by Cracker. Jones, Wellingham, Evans, Shaw. Great handball under pressure to Buckley, and Buckley's kick to the wing finds Dawes. Dawes looks for ball. Cutting it off is Sylvia.
Quick to play on. Sylvia towards half forward. Reid over the top of Watts, fisting to the line. Excellent work from Ben Reid.
They can't find a winner. They have been monstered in defence in Melbourne's attacking 50. Maxwell, Reid, Tarrant been too strong in the air for the lightly framed Melbourne forwards.
Wood in front of the pack to Cracker, who's quick to get boot to ball and wasn't effective. It was over on the full, so free kick to the D's.
Seeing so many Melbourne players too with their tongues hanging out. Collingwood, just the stronger bodies and the fitter, more experienced group. Mackenzie had to come off. He cannot keep going with Pendlebury. He's on the ground, on the bench, having a spell.
Frawley laconically pops it over to McDonald. He gives it back to Frawley. He chips to Bartram. He kicks to Scully. He's got Martin in support. Now the big fella can pump it long. He doesn't. He goes shorter to Green. Knocked away by Tarrant. Mopped up by Davis. And away go the Pies again. Buckley tucks it under the arm. And then kicks to the wing. Oh, that's a good mark. This time it's for Solo for sure. Alex Fasola, the boy from East Fremantle, playing his first game, goes inside 50. Bartram will have to be careful here. The Cracker magic might shine through again. He picks it up. It's going to be close. It is not a goal. It's still bounced in. It's still in play. Brown fed it back towards side bottom. That's a sloppy handball. McCarthy might pounce. Wrapped up by Rivers. Oh, cracker. Scratching the head.
And he's up to 12 disposals now for Solo. Kicked a great goal, taking a big grab. He's a bit of a highlights reel too, Alex Fasolo. Got that X factor.
So Collingwood deep in attack, Gawn to Scully to McDonald. Quick kick out of the congestion towards Gisberts. Now he's got to beat Cameron Wood, so negotiates that pretty well. To Watts, back to Gisberts. To half back to Scully. Loops it over to Sylvia. So good aggressive running hits by Melbourne. The kick okay to Howe. Now is that 50? Yep. Against Heath Shaw for being too high, and this will be a certain goal to Melbourne. Open hand.
Couldn't have been any softer, could it?
No.
6 marks, Jeremy Howe. He showed a bit last week against Essendon in his first game, and he's been the most likely forward, but still not big enough as the main forward. So that's one area they've got to address over the next few months and next year.
Kicked the goal on debut and shouldn't have too many problems from 30 metres. Pops it through. Melbourne's first goal since the 5-minute mark of the second quarter.
Now, in a bit of frustration from Heath Shaw. Morton's done the job on him. You've been with him every step of the way. Heath Shaw just the 9 possessions, and Cale Morton the 16. So he's won that duel.
Melbourne's 4th goal for the match. There's Neville Jetta looking the worse for wear. Being subbed off. Evans has come on for Melbourne. The sub for Collingwood, by the way, is Goldsack. Demons go inside 50. Tarrant playing in front of Green. Now Davis kicks to side bottom. And he has it right on the defensive 50 line. Back to Reid. And was that out? On the full it was. So turnover here. Free kick going Melbourne's way for out on the full.
So a big chance here for the Demons. Umpire Nichols on the whistle. Not quite sure what the problem was. I think he might have been a metre off his line.
We just saw a perfect clearance from Brett Maloney. And the issue, as we see Mick Malthouse, 2 minutes to go in the quarter, this is the area they can't find a winner in the air in a contested situation.
Deep towards the goal square. Jura! This time he's got it. Shake of the head from Mick Malthouse. He'll be disappointed in that. Certainly Collingwood had the numbers there, but couldn't get fist the ball. And Jara will line up for Melbourne's second goal in a minute. It took them from the 5-minute mark of the second quarter to the 24-minute mark of the third to kick a goal. And now this for 2 in a minute. Liam Jara pops it through. Melbourne have their 5th.
Good effort. I just said they need someone to take a mark. They haven't found one all day. Good effort. Jarrett got off Harry O'Brien and up against some good players in Reid and O'Brien. That's a good mark from Liam Jarrett. He drives them hard, Mick Malthouse. He was watching on the boundary line here. Jarrah out marking Ben Reid and Harry O'Brien, and he doesn't like it. So Mick keeps demanding a lot of his Collingwood troops.
Magpies still by a healthy 41 points. Maloney forces it forward for Melbourne again to the 50. O'Brien leads the race for the ball. Good tackle by Trengove. Maxwell lobs one back to the wing. Brown's the poor, unfortunately, has got to stand underneath it. McKenzie caught high. Bartram on top of it. He'll be gone. So free kick going to Scott Pendlebury. Into the last minute of the third quarter. Pendlebury's been well held, just the 15 disposals this afternoon. Kicks to the 50. Cloak, who's got 6 next to his name. Couldn't mark. Here's McCarthy. Ball being harassed by Jones.
Big day for Travis Cloak. Best ever goal haul. Nathan Jones has been a good player for Melbourne. 20 disposals. 40 seconds left in the quarter. Brown, too much strength for Gawn. Wellingham, ill-directed. And free kick to Melbourne in the back pocket.
Yeah, 2 goals, 3 to Collingwood this quarter and 2 straight to Melbourne. So what do you make of this quarter, Christo, for the Pies?
Collingwood by 3 points.
In terms of their style of footy, have Melbourne improved?
What they've been able to do is at least stop Collingwood's flow. I mean, Collingwood really had some flow in that second quarter, and they've been very impressive with their clearance work. That's really kept them in the contest. That wasn't a great kick, though, and the mark's taken by Wellingham.
This will be 30th disposal for Wellingham. 14 kicks, 15 handballs.
So he drives it back in deep. Attacking 50. Cloak not quite this time. Picked up by Martin. Hurries the kick back. Wellingham almost. Good handball to Davis. To Tuvey. Just a little astray. Maloney's well tackled by Davis. Gauntwood did well at ground level. And that's it. 3/4 time. It's the Magpies by 41.
All Collingwood here in this Queen's birthday clash. 11-10-76. Lead Melbourne at the final change. 5-5-35 as we go to the break.
For Dan Nicholson.
So here we go, final term. Will Collingwood rub it in, or can the Demons hold their head high in this final term? Gawn got the tap, taken for Collingwood by side bottom, almost handed it over to Ball. Bit of soccer played by Davis, kicks it in the McCarthy direction. Gawn couldn't pick it up, now it spills to Tuvey, who kicks towards the 50, doors in front, knocked away by Rivers, picked up by Brown, keeps the football alive. It's all Melbourne here, though. Getting there will be Trengove. Jack Trengove. Handballs off to Frawley in the back pocket. He goes long, looking for Morton, but chipping in was Wood. And Morton really didn't go that hard at it, just stood back and watched Wood take the mark.
Good call, Quarters. He's had not a bad day considering the disappointment Melbourne's been, but he had to hurt Wood there or get it out of bounds.
Trengove shares it with Scully in the back pocket, drills the pass, good kick. Maloney off to Strauss, a little undecided, so he decides to kick. Good kick in front of Howe, who marks. Oh, gee, didn't hold that very long. Umpire had blown the whistle, so I marked to Howe. Yeah, he chips it forward. Good running by Evans, fisting it away though by Tarrant. Read it superbly. Now Rivers back to Jones. Sweeping handball. Nice work from Evans. Good little side step towards Green, but chipping across Heath Shaw. Haven't seen a lot of him today, but that was a great effort. And the mark's taken by McCarthy, low down, backward of the wing.
Well, Dawes is demanding the ball, and he receives it at half forward. So he boots it long. Cloak's there, wrestled out of the situation by Frawley, and it allows Gawn to come in and take an easy mark. He chips backwards to Scully. Wellingham will be snapping at the heels. Great pressure from Wellingham. Ball trickles over for a rush behind.
I know it's the big ruckman, but that is a sign of the pressure Collingwood's put them under, but also the ball use of Melbourne off half-back. It's really let them down.
Great work from Wellingham, who's leading disposal winner on the ground with 31. Frawley gets a good shepherd from Strauss and drives it straight down the middle of the MCG. Tarrant fisted it away to Davis, who checked the kick. Dawes, side bottom. Didak is free. Only for a moment. Back to Davis. Tries to kick the barrel towards full forward. Trengove can get back and mark comfortably on his chest.
Trengove, a little chip into the back pocket. Mark taken by Strauss. Back to Trengove, who kept on running. Trying to create something. Goes into the middle and finds Jones. Oh, don't know what he was trying to manufacture there. They'll still get the ball, though. Sylvia out wide to Gawn, to Scully, to Sylvia, who's got 3 goals next to his name, and now can make it 4. Well done, Cole Sylvia.
Yeah, they made an error there, but they had enough numbers through the midfield there. They're probably in each other's way a little bit, but Cole Sylvia, good tackle, good follow-up, and good decision here from big Max Gawn to give it off. And Colin Sylvia's finishing today has been sensational with 4 goals straight.
Sylvia with 4, and Melbourne have kicked the last 3 goals in the game. The margin back to 36. So despite Collingwood dominating on all the major key stats, Melbourne trail by just 6 goals now. So there you heard the free kick. Coming in for his 32nd disposal. Dangerous to Buckley, who was strong in the contest, to mark in front of Trengove. Done pretty well, Buckley, this afternoon.
I was going to say, Michael, do you think he can hold a permanent spot in this Collingwood team?
Yeah, I do. He provides great skill and good run off half-back. The solo tunnel balls it back to Blair, who did very well to extricate himself from a tight situation and was tackled afterwards. So downfield free kick to Pendlebury. Now we've got player loose in the pocket. Just didn't see him in time, Pendlebury. Now Brown wants it deep. He kicks it to a dangerous spot. Top of the goal score. Brown! Oh! If you don't mind, Lee Brown. The Spring Hill Jack.
And Cale Morton scratching his head didn't go. Look, he's accountable for Lee Brown, and he's realised the mistake he's made.
He didn't actually get that
what
off
about
the ground,
the pigeon? Just didn't move in the goal square. Great courage.
So Brown from 15 metres pops it through. Back out to 42. And we'll see this mark again very shortly. So, got a couple of feet off the ground.
Good effort from Lee Brown.
He's such a valuable part of this Collingwood team.
He's had a lean month too, so he'd be happy with that.
First goal for the afternoon. And look at this pigeon, just a little sidestep as Brown made his way through. And nice mark and kicks his first goal. It's the Magpies by 42 as they work it inside 50 again. Dawes got pushed out of the contest. And that's the way the umpire saw it too.
That's that size factor that Rivers hasn't been able to cope with from the first moment this game started. He's been so intimidated by the bulk of Cloak and Dawes and just shoved him under the football there.
Just 2 behinds for Chris Dawes de Savo. Had 14 possessions. And that's a better kick. Another one for Collingwood.
There's the push out from Jared Rivers. Great kick from Chris Dawes, his first goal of the afternoon.
What a game this man has played, Sharrod Wellingham. The best game of his career to date. 33 disposed, not just because of the number, but the quality and the players who haven't been playing. So 26 disposals earlier this year against the Doggies, but now up to 33.
Was he the man they were happy to give away for Luke Ball?
They were. Lucky that the Saints didn't accept it.
Here he is again. He gets it from Pendlebury. Kicks towards Brown at the back. It's Cloak. Can he bring it back? Travis Cloak, he's kicked 6. That won't be a goal. And We've got a boundary throw in deep in the pocket.
And 9 clearances for Sharad Wellingham today.
I mean, the best part about that is, as you mentioned, key players out, stepping up to the plate. And we talked about that pre-match. As the boundary throw in, Lee Brown wins it down. Joel McDonald can't find the handle. Cracker. Oh, is he taken high?
It's a good decision. I think the other umpire who was meant to pay the free kick couldn't see it, was blindsided, and Ray Chamberlain come in from another spot and paid the decision.
So Andrew Cracker from directly in front, 30 metres from goal. Coming in for his 12th disposal, has kicked a goal already. So Cracker has a couple, and Collingwood kicked 3 very quickly, and their lead of 54 points is the biggest of the match to date.
With the inside 50, 61-28. Collingwood lead by 9 goals. A domination. Gawn against Wood. Scully fed it out. Blair knocked over by Sylvia. And a secondary stoppage. Leading possession getters, Wellingham 34, Davis 23 and Cloak 21 for Collingwood, while for the Demons 26 to Scully, 22 to Jones, 21 each to Maloney and Frawley. Jarrah, third man up, knocks it forward to Gisberts, who goes deep for Melbourne, but Collingwood have the numbers. It's Shaw and Tarrant against Green. Shaw just punches it back to Tarrant, well played. And now off to Goldsack, who's come onto the ground. Who's he been sub for, Andy Marr?
Simon Buckley went off quarters.
OK, 20 possessions for Buckley. Had another good afternoon. Man who played 21 games for the Demons.
His Arizona trip's been worthwhile when you put in a performance like this. They'll get Jolly and Swan and Thomas back in 2 weeks' time. Got the bye next week, Collingwood, and then they head to ANZ Stadium to play the Swans in 2 weeks' time.
And they've dominated that contest over the last few years. City just can't beat them up there in that big game on Saturday night. Cloak whacks it forward. No one home for either team. Getting there first will be Frawley. Oh, McCarthy got a hand on it. Jones fed it out to Bennell, and the Demons are away.
A couple of bounces for Bennell, and a third. Runs through the centre. Good pressure from Goldsack, but a beautiful kick by Bennell. Despite the pressure, finds Jack Watts. Watts coming in for his 19th disposal. Wasn't a great one. Howe. Back to Evans. Good tackle, Goldsack, who's had a couple of touches since coming on the ground just a few moments ago. It's noticeable, isn't it, Matty, when the sub comes on, how much more energy they've got than players around them.
And he's got 20 minutes to get a game next time around, so he wants to make the most of it.
Chance for Blair. Maloney. Gawn did well. Gisberts. Off to Bennell towards the goal square, but Shaw going back. Takes a comfortable mark. A couple of options, including captain Nick Maxwell. Ball, who's had 10 tackles today. Luke Ball into the path of O'Brien. Has to sit and wait. Got support if he needs it. Shrugs the Jones tackle. Chips it to Cloak. He's got to sit and wait. Over the top, Frawley did well. Bartram hurries the kick. O'Brien's got to go back. Morton. Good tackle on him by Ball. Spills to Evans. Tuvey dispossesses him. Held on too long in the tackle. And it'll be a free kick to Evans at half forward.
Michael Evans playing game number 4 for the Demons. Kicks towards Howe. Maxwell's up to the task. To Shaw for disposal number 12. So he's been well held by the Demons. Kicks to Goldsack, who off one step switches to the southern stand side where Brown is all by himself. Didak's worked hard to create an option. And now he goes long. Beautiful kick to Blair. And Cracker's free in the pocket. He'll wait for it to bounce. And he'll square it up and find Dawes. Unselfish play. And Chris Dawes is well within range. He can go back and kick his second for the afternoon. Bit of a training drill, that one.
They wanted to run harder, and a few Melbourne players were willing to take the Collingwood player closest to them, weren't willing to push hard back, and as a result, an easy shot to Chris Dawes.
For his second. One goal, 3 for Chris Dawes this afternoon. And hello again to Dane Swan and Darren Jolly, Brent McCaffer, Nathan Brown, just
David Butterfin, of course.
watching in Arizona on ESPN3. A couple of quiet cups of tea.
Yeah. So the kick to half back, ball over the top, almost. Maloney fell in his back. In fact, it was Scully into his back, so Luke Ball with the free kick. What a workhorse he has been for the Magpies, coming in for his 18th disposal, but with that 11 tackles. Kicks to the hot spot, 15 metres from goal. Brown uncontested. In fact, the only contest came from Dawes.
Yeah, far too easy. Chris O called it well. Melbourne players just sitting back. There's no weight, no touch on Lee Brown. Bitterly disappointing, that effort, as Jared Riffords comes off again. Look at that. 3 Collingwood players could have marked it, and Morton there. Where are their opponents?
So Lee Brown from 20 metres misses to the left. So margin out to 56 points. Disappointing miss that from Brown.
$75,998 is the crowd. That is fantastic. But they've watched a one-sided contest as here come Collingwood again. Ball puts it through.
Great finish from Luke Ball, but it all came from Chris Tarrant. A decisive fist. Melbourne taking a chance going down the middle of the ground. And it was the Tarrant fist that was able to send it back and set up that opportunity for Luke Ball, who kicks his first goal of the afternoon.
Just want to highlight the run here of Jack Watts, how Collingwood have burnt them off. Watch this. The play keeps going. Jack Watts doesn't want to dig in. Jared Rivers trailing in. He lets his man keep going. Easy ball. Melbourne players just willing to trail in and sit off their Collingwood men who have ran them into the ground today.
62 points, and it's going to be a bit more before this day's over as they go for goal again. This is McCarthy, and he misses to the right. In fact, we've got a out on the full here, so free kick in the back pocket to Melbourne. But the Melbourne fans are starting to leave. They've had enough. It's been a home game for the Demons today. They've made plenty of cash, but unfortunately their fans will go home bitterly disappointed. This amazing roller coaster continues.
Lloydie, you talk about that. Is it fitness or is it attitude? What's the key determinant there?
Andy, I feel it's 50-50. I think they haven't obviously had the fitness base and the years of pre-seasons that Collingwood have, but I know for Solo, who's had 10 contested possessions, and these guys like Wellingham, they've had to lift their act to be part of this Collingwood team, and I think more scrutiny from Dean Bailey and more intensity, pressure needs to be put on these blokes, because I don't think they work hard on a consistent basis like they should.
Bartram's caught one here across the bridge of the nose.
He's one bloke that does have a crack. Clint Bartram, he's done the job on Didak today, warned him close.
Caught one from McCarthy.
So a delay here while Bartram handles from the ground under the blood rule.
What do you guys think? To lose by 62 points?
Well, it's no disgrace against Collingwood, who are reigning premiers, but it's just the way they've lost, isn't it? I mean, many good teams have lost to Collingwood by 10 goals the last 12 months.
But I think Melbourne really regarded themselves as an opportunity today. They have got some players out themselves, but Collingwood were without a few of their stars, and coming off that great win against Essendon.
Shows you how important Jamar is, isn't it?
Scully, handball chopped off by Pendlebury. Oh, don't argue if you don't mind, from Jarrod Blair. Didak. Soccer's off the ground. Here's a chance for Lee Brown. Tackled by Evans. Somehow managed to get boot the ball, and a boundary throw in the left forward pocket.
Clint Bartram getting packaged up there on the bench.
Brown knocks it down, only as far as Frawley. Martin run down by the Collingwood's forwards. Scully, Gisberts, now Sylvia. This is better from Melbourne. Sylvia just kicks wildly inside, attacking 50. O'Brien first back, needs an accommodating bounce. Little fumble, but he's got 3-on-1. Shepherd from Maxwell, outstanding. He worked back just as hard as O'Brien, just to lay the Shepherd to give him his teammate an opportunity, and they bring it out. McCarthy to cloak. Outstanding stuff from the captain.
They're the things, Andy, that they do that other teams don't, and especially when they got players out, they know what they have to do when they come into this team.
Kick towards Dawes, who's first to recover. Off to Wellingham. Tried to flick it to Didak. Martin in the way. McKenzie, not a great handball. Pendlebury, quick hands. Didak around the body to the goal square. Morton going back. Little juggle, but it's okay. Takes the defensive mark.
Morton to Evans. And that's a good kick as he finds Jarrah, who needs some real help up forward. He's not a key forward by any stretch, is he, Matthews? Probably your number 3 man, isn't he?
He is, and when you look forward, the players he's got to kick to are Howe and Green, who are 3rd and 4th forwards as well. And that's why they have to keep chipping it short, and they can't go in long with confidence because they've got nothing down there.
Mark taken by Howe.
Absolutely nothing to kick to here.
Oh, that's a bit of a shank off the left boot. Ball couldn't take the mark. There's Martin. Handballs to Maloney. But it's all Collingwood, and Maloney puts it right down the throat of Reid. Gives it to O'Brien. Now over to Sidebottom. So Collingwood will start things again from the back pocket. Kicks to McCarthy. He'll just bring things back into the corridor and goes deep to the back pocket to Reid, so they'll try their luck out the other side. Now here's Pendlebury. Now he's got the loose on the wing. Maxwell to half forward. Mark taken by Cracker. There's loose players everywhere for Collingwood. Oh dear. Ball to Didak, and that really is again a training drill, and bad checking from Melbourne.
Well, Melbourne had Collingwood covered on this side of the northern side of the ground. When Collingwood switched, Melbourne didn't work hard enough to get across as Collingwood did.
Oh,
simple as that.
They want it more, and that was unbelievable. We watched this unfold, and there was no pressure whatsoever from any Melbourne midfielders or defenders.
Alan Didak loves a goal. Hasn't got one this afternoon. He has now.
The 10th goal kicker for Collingwood. Probably a bit unfair saying, and Melbourne defenders. I should have said Melbourne forwards and midfielders, because that came out far too easy. The easiest goal Alan Didak would have kicked in his career. Just sat there, no accountability at all.
Collingwood matches to come, of course, by next week. Then the big game in Sydney against the Swans, Hawthorn and the Kangaroos at the MCG. Wood to Blair. Hyder half forward for Solo. Pushed out in the contest by Frawley. Hands in the back or push out. Take your pick. Been an impressive debut. He kicks towards the goal square. Cracker going back. Can he gather? Got support from Ball. Tried to get boot to Ball. Don't know whether he did. Scully almost threw it out. Luke Ball's got it. No prior opportunity there, and a bounce 20 metres from Collingwood's goal. What have you made of Alex Fasolo's first game, Matty?
Yeah, I've liked him. He's a flashy type player, does some skillful things, but he's also won the contested balls as well.
Dawes back into the corridor. Morton's handball chopped off by Shaw. Good tackle by Shaw and Trengove. Bennell, oh, geez, in trouble here. I think he's gone. Free kick to Pendlebury.
He didn't make enough of an attempt there, Bennell, but what about the intent from Collingwood? They're a great side to watch, not only because of their skill they've got, but the tackling pressure, the perceived pressure. And that's why it's been 71 inside 50s to 32, because they're relentless.
So Pendlebury, his 21st disposal, pops it through. Couple of goals for Scott Pendlebury this afternoon. And Collingwood, after Melbourne kicked the opening goal of the quarter to draw to within 36, have kicked 6 unanswered goals.
Such a good last quarter team, Collingwood. The best in the business.
Scott Pendlebury's afternoon, 21 disposals, couple of goals.
And time in forward half, 64% for the Magpies.
Shaw. Wellingham tried to get it to Didak. Now Maloney. Long ball. Reed. Just got rid of Watts, then took the mark. Nice kick out wide too to Goldsack. He's got Pendlebury in support. And presenting down the line is Brown. Coming back into a bit of form this afternoon after a lean few weeks. He kicks to McCarthy, who's been good. Handball over the top. Oh, Pendlebury again decides to pop it over the top to Wellingham, and this will finish off his wonderful day. Oh, he's missed. But again, all too easy for Collingwood from defence right deep up forward. No Melbourne player getting a touch on the ball. It's out to 75 points.
So Strauss at full-back. Now in trouble. He squeezes the kick. Shaw and Evans. Shaw does well. Off to Fasolo, to side bottom to Blair, and Blair kicks the goal. '81 points. And you talked earlier, Matty, about their ability to score heavily. Well, this is a classic example. Final quarter blitz, and their final quarters this year have been unbelievable.
Poor James Strauss. What can you do? Who's moving for Melbourne? No one is. How easy is that to defend? And no wonder Collingwood go and kick a goal. Toughest job at times to kick in from full back. He's a young bloke and no one wanted to move for him.
Big day, big crowd, 76,000. Lots of people watching on TV. It has been, in the end, an embarrassing performance from Melbourne. It's Collingwood who've seized the day. And they're really rubbing their noses in it now, the Magpies. McCarthy, Wellingham, Shaw. Kicks inside 50. Well, obviously bounces just outside the 50. Morton. Handball's off to McDonald, who chips over the top. Morton will get the handball received, so he's kept on running. Good work. Over to Sylvia, who's kicked 4 goals. He drills it long. Trengove attacked it, but once again, Collingwood with the numbers around the ball. Davis to Shaw at halfback.
Great effort there from Ben Reid. Last few minutes, and he puts his body on the line to stop a goal.
Davis, now Maxwell. Didak working hard. Got loose players forward of the play. One of them, Goldsack. Lee Brown in support. Goldsack just takes it. He ambles off. Keek into the pocket. Ball. Good mark. He had about 10 or 15 metres on his opponent there.
And 50.
It's a little rib tickler on the way through.
Andy, how are you seeing the running down there? It is phenomenal from up here. They are running them off their legs.
Oh, they are, Lordy. And you've got to focus on Collingwood because they are a machine and they're at the top of their game and they're the standard bearer in the competition, even though Geelong's won more games than them. But the indictment is Melbourne, and I know you've been talking about it, but you compare them against the best in the competition, Collingwood. They are without leaders out there today. There's nobody who's prepared to put their hand up and want to get in the way of this. And, I mean, there's probably half a dozen of them, but this is the thing about Collingwood. The 18 that are out there and the 3 sitting on the bench, they're all prepared to do their bit. And unfortunately, Melbourne today, I don't think you can say the same thing. Certainly not from sitting here watching at ground level, you can't.
Yeah, I've seen some young fellas like Geordie McKenzie. I don't blame them for not trying. It's more their fitness base. But so many other Melbourne players who have been around a lot longer than Geordie McKenzie, and they are not working hard enough.
Well, we said it was no embarrassment to lose by 10 goals, but we're out to 87 points now.
But the writing was on the wall. The way they just weren't willing to work as hard as Collingwood were.
Martin the tap, nicely done to Maloney. To the 50 for Melbourne. And a free kick going to Chris Tarrant for Collingwood for a hold. Tarrant to Davis, who helped set things up in the first quarter with a couple of pieces of sheer brilliance. Dawes lays the tackle. More trouble here for Melbourne. Holding the ball against Rivers, who has not had a good day at work. Davis. Cracker! It is showtime for the Magpies. And there is the siren, and Cracker can finish it off. He's got to... If he can guide this home, it'll be 93 points. Andrew Cracker. Tough shot. And he's hooked it. And that is it. In front of 76,000 people today, Collingwood has smashed Melbourne to the tune of 88 points.
Well, they're a pretty happy team down here. Why wouldn't they be? And a man who's played his first game in front of 76,000 people at the MCG, if you don't mind, Alex Fasolo. How did it feel to be part of that today?
Absolutely unreal, mate. Unreal. Big crowd, biggest crowd I've played in front of by an absolute mile. And, it's great to have a win in the first game, so 100% strike rate. So
does it change your mindset coming into it? I mean, you played some senior footy over in the West. Does it change your mindset coming into a game of footy when you run out here and you're confronted by all of this?
Early on, I mean, I know Scott Pendlebury said to me before the game, he goes, go out there, suck it in for 30 seconds and that's it, forget about it. And, after the first 5 minutes, you block it all out and you just play the game.
And Mick said, in the absence of some of the front runners, the front liners, that the guys that were coming in had roles to play. Now, they did their roles, they've done their bit for their team. What were the instructions from the coach with you coming in here today?
Just play my role, you know, at Collingwood, I guess we're not about individual performances. As long as you play your role, it doesn't matter who it is, it's me or Dane Swan, we're all going to play our role, and you know, I think I contributed, and that's all I wanted to do, so no, it's really exciting.
A couple of good players have worn the number 35 before you. You're probably too young to remember a bloke by the name of Peter Dacos, but that goal you kicked from outside 50 early had Dacos written all over it.
I've seen some footage of Dacos, and he was an absolute gun. I wouldn't compare myself to him yet, but nah, he's a great player, and it's an honour to wear the jumper. So
congratulations. Let's hope there's many more in front of you, Kurt. Well done today.
Thanks a lot, mate. Good on you.
Good on you. Alex Fasolo, back to you, Chris Oates.
Thanks, Andy. Yes, a very impressive Collingwood display today, Matty.
It was a mauling in every sense of the word, whether it was their running capacities we spoke about late in the game, their physicality, the contested ball, the clearances. They won all areas on the ground, considering the players they had out. A great effort, but a really poor one by Melbourne.